Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down what it really takes to become a travel agent right now in 2025. You know, it's a career that's having this huge comeback, but trust me, the way you succeed has totally changed.
All right, let's just jump right in and bust a huge myth. A lot of people think you have to have some fancy travel and tourism degree to even get your foot in the door. Sound familiar?
Well, the good news is you don't. That's just not the case anymore. The real barrier to entry, it's not a piece of paper. It's all about having the right mindset. You need that grit, that passion for helping people, and most importantly, a solid roadmap.
And guess what? This is that roadmap. Over the next few minutes, we are going to walk you through it step by step. This is your clear, no-fluff guide to getting started.
All right, let's get into it. First things first. To really get why this is such a cool opportunity, we need to talk about why travel agents are suddenly so relevant. I mean, more than they've been in years.
So why the big comeback? Well, it starts with this number right here, 39%. A recent survey found that's how many travelers get their trip ideas straight from social media. I mean, just think about your own feed, right? It's this endless scroll of perfect beaches and amazing cities. But here's the thing, that inspiration can turn into total overwhelm, like fast. It's information overload, and that's where the travel agent comes back in. People are desperate for an expert, a real human, to help them cut through all that noise and plan a trip that's actually as good as it looks on Instagram.
Okay, so you're thinking, I can be that expert. Awesome. The very first big decision you have to make is how you're going to set up your business. And the great news is, you don't have to figure it all out by yourself.
For almost every new agent out there, the journey starts with a super important partner called a host agency. The best way to think of it? It's like a business in a box, designed just for people like you. So what does a host agency actually do for you? Well, they pretty much solve all your biggest startup headaches from day one. They get you those critical industry credentials, the special numbers you need so hotels and airlines will actually pay you. Plus, they've got group buying power, so you get higher commission rates. And maybe best of all, they handle the boring stuff like bookkeeping and tracking all that money. So here's the big choice you have to make. You could go fully independent. That means you keep 100% of the commission, but you are completely on your own for, well, everything. The other path, with a host agency, means you split the commission, but you get a massive support system and instant relationships. It's just a much, much lower risk way to get started and actually grow.
Okay, let's get to the part everyone's waiting for. The money. What can you really make? And what's it going to cost you to even get this thing off the ground?
Look, the potential to make good money is absolutely there. We're looking at recent data here. After about 3 to 5 years, full-time agents are averaging around $44,000. But as you get more experience, build up your clients, that number can jump way up, easily past 6 figures, especially if you specialize. And this is a big but. Let's have a little reality check here. This is not a get-rich-quick thing. Not at all. It's a long game. You're starting a real business, and that means it takes time, usually a few years, to build up a solid client list and get a steady income.
The upside, though, the startup costs are actually pretty low. A lot of new advisors get everything up and running for less than $1,500. That'll cover your basic registration, some training, and the software you'll need to get started.
And I love this quote from a new agent on Reddit because it's so real. They said, "I've made $65, but I've spent about $500 to $700. That's the grind in the beginning. You're going to be investing in your business, paying for your host agency, maybe some marketing, before the real money starts rolling in. The income definitely follows the investment."
So you're probably wondering, how do I speed this up? How do I make money faster and not get lost in the crowd? Well, pretty much every expert will tell you the same thing. The secret is to find a niche.
Don't try to be the travel agent for everyone. The fastest way to succeed is to become the person for one specific thing. You could be the scuba diving trip expert or the go-to for luxury Italian getaways. That's what makes people remember you and see your value.
And when you pick a niche, like say ecotourism, it does some really powerful things for your business. 1, you instantly stand out. 2, you attract clients who are super passionate about that thing, so they're loyal. And 3, you can charge more for your services because you're an expert, and they can't get that knowledge just anywhere.
Okay, so you've got your business set up, you've picked your niche, now what? Now you need a solid process to actually turn someone who's just curious into a client with a booked trip.
Having a simple, structured sales process is your best friend here.
And look, this isn't about being a pushy salesperson. It's about being a guide. You start by just showing them you know your stuff. Then you ask really good questions to figure out what they actually want. Then you can put together the perfect trip that's all about value, and only then do you talk price. And finally, you just got to be confident and ask them if they're ready to book.
Quick break. If you've ever dreamed about becoming a travel agent but didn't know where to start, I've got something just for you. I created a complete step-by-step guide teaching how to become a travel agent, step by step. Inside, you'll learn exactly how to start from scratch, what tools you need, and how to actually make money helping people book their dream vacations. It's easy, clear, and designed for beginners who are serious about turning travel into a career. The best part? You can grab it right now. Link is in the description below. So if you're ready to stop dreaming and start building your future as a travel agent, check it out today.
All right, last but definitely not least, we need to talk about something really important: scams. The idea of travel is so appealing, and unfortunately, that attracts some shady operations. You absolutely have to know how to spot the red flags.
And here is the number one biggest red flag of them all. If the entire sales pitch is all about all the cool travel discounts you're going to get, and not about the actual business of selling travel to other people, that's a huge problem. A real business is about serving clients, period.
You know, the industry expert Tom Ogg put it perfectly. He said suppliers aren't stupid. They give perks to agents who actually bring them business, who make bookings. They're not just going to give discounts to someone who paid $100 for a fake ID card from some online card mill. So if you hear them say things like travel like a travel agent, or if they're putting a ton of pressure on you, and especially if the main goal is for you to recruit your friends and family, just run. If it feels like a discount travel club, it's probably just a multi-level marketing scheme, not a real business.
So, after all that, after looking at the opportunity, the money, the hard work, and the scams to avoid, we're back to the big question.
And honestly, the answer is, it depends entirely on you. If you're just looking for a way to get cheap vacations, this is not it. This is not a shortcut. But if you're a true entrepreneur at heart and you have a real passion for travel, then yeah, it's an amazing path. It's about starting a real business. So the only question left is, are you ready to build it?